Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back. So before I begin, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who liked and commented on that video about half point that I just made. Like holy crap, you guys absolutely smashed records. I know a lot of you actually subscribed because you saw that video, which is quickly turning out to be one of the most successful videos on this channel ever in terms of views and in terms of likes and comments. So if you just joined Andy's Fire Club, first of all, welcome. And second of all, I think that you're actually here at a good time because in the next few days, I'll actually be answering some questions from the community. And I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to get to know me personally a lot better. Now, I originally wanted to make one long video answering all of your questions all in one go. However, as I was writing the script, my answer to this one particular question got quite involved. So I decided to dedicate an entire video answering this question. But not to worry, I'll make another video answering all the other questions. However, today I'm just going to address this one question who came from Sadie, who asked, what is your current net worth and what is your target net worth when you retire? So yeah, let me answer this question here today. Quick reminder before we begin though, if you're in Canada, don't forget to get your free $10 when you sign up and invest your first $100 with Wealthsimple Trade, or get a free $50 when you sign up and invest your first $500 with Wealthsimple Invest, and links for those are down below in the description. So full disclosure, those are affiliate links, so you don't have to use them if you don't want to, but if you decide to do so, it'll help me out, it helps out this channel at no additional cost to you, and it would be greatly appreciated. Now let's move on to the topic of today's video. So what about my net worth? Well, this actually might be a harder question to answer than initially seems. I'll explain, right? So according to Mint.com, which is a finance tracking tool that I use, my current net worth is sitting at around $38,000, Canadian dollars, by the way. So all the numbers I mentioned in today's video are going to be in Canadian dollars. If you're wondering why I have so much debt, by the way, is because of good old student loans. So you can thank that. And I'm also financing a Volkswagen Jetta, which granted is at the low interest rate of 0%, which is why I haven't bothered paying it off, but is debt nevertheless. However, this Mint.com number that you see is not entirely accurate. As some of you know, I do have a substantial amount of money in Wealthsimple Trade, which at the moment Wealthsimple Trade doesn't support Mint.com, so I can't link the two. So yeah, I wasn't able to sync those. But I do have around $30,000 when you combine my TFSA and RSP balance on Wealthsimple Trade. By the way, I just got access to the beta version for Wealthsimple Trade for desktop, which is very cool, I must say. So anyways, that's just a side note. If you add that to the previous number though, my net worth is sitting at around $68,000, right? But wait, there's more. So what about this YouTube channel, right? So every penny that I've generated from this YouTube channel ever since I got monetized in July is shown here. And for those of you who might be starting out on YouTube right now, because I know we do have a couple of other YouTube creators that actually watch this channel, this is about how much income you can expect with a channel of around, I want to say 2,500 to 3,000 subscribers. Hopefully this video provides you with some encouragement to keep going at it in case you're trying to build out your own YouTube channel. So, you know, right now maybe it's at around $150 to $200 a month that I'm generating in ad revenue. At least that's what it is for me, right? So let's play it conservatively though, and let's just say I make $150 a month from YouTube. Well, the way I look at it, if I invested in, let's say, RioCan stock, which is a stock that pays out a pretty crazy dividend, right? And in fact, I do invest in RioCan, but that's a other side note. But yeah, let's say I invested in RioCan stock, which pays a dividend yield of around 8% right now. So how much money in RioCan would you have to generate about $150 a month? Well, at 12 cents per month per share, you need about 1,250 shares, which at current prices right now, at about $18.17 per share, you need to invest about $23,000 of RioCan stock in order to generate the same amount of income per month. I think it's just under $23,000. Of course, you can make the argument that this is not the best way to evaluate this channel because running this channel would require me to make more videos while the dividends from RioCan would be completely passive. And yes, this is true, but keep in mind that number one, if I stop making videos right now, there'll still be some income from time to time just from the backlog of videos that are already made. And number two, RioCan yields 8% right now, right? Which is extremely high. And if I base this measurement on something that yields a little bit less on a lower yielding stock, well, I'd end up with a much higher number, obviously. Anyways, lastly, I also didn't factor in the potential growth in revenue. So I might be making more than $150 per month 6 months from now, right? Most likely I will be making more than $150 a month because if you just look at the picture that I showed you earlier, you can see that month over month, my revenue is increasing by quite a bit. But let's just say for the sake of argument though, that this channel is worth $22,000 and you guys can debate me on how much Andy's Fire Club should be worth down in the comments, so make sure you let me know how much you think this channel is worth. But let's just say that is $22,000 right now, so that brings up my net worth to exactly 90K. And lastly, if you just add up all the random material things that I own, like for example, I don't know, this camera that I'm using, right? Or this tablet, or that monitor you see back there, or the laptop that's plugged into it. If you just add up like random electronic equipment and random stuff that I own, well, I think that you can probably get another like 10K somewhere, right? That of just like stuff that's to my name. So, you know, all in all, I believe my net worth should be around 100K right now. You know, again, that's debatable, right? But if you were to ask me, that's my own kind of ballpark argument. But before I move on though, let me just mention a couple more things, okay? So number one, all the numbers that you just saw, the things that I just said, these are all like assets that are in my name personally, right? So these are not things that are co-owned by my parents or family members or something. And number two, I didn't inherit any of this, right? So everything you saw was pretty much built from scratch. So I started off from zero pretty much, or close to zero. Right? And my investment accounts are just comprised of my salaries from various internships that I did throughout university, and of course a significant amount of capital gains because I have been doing pretty well if you were to ask me in the stock market. Now I know that a lot of other people have way higher net worth than me, but let me just say this, right? Considering I'm 24 years old, I would venture a guess to say that my net worth is probably a little bit higher than average, right? I'm not trying to flex. So I haven't looked up the statistics, so I can't be 100% sure either. I'm not trying to flex, but I know a lot of other people my age that basically have zero investments and zero savings. So I say that 100K net worth is not bad at my age, right? And to the second part of the question, what is my net worth to retire? What is my target? Well, I think that this question is actually very tricky as well because a lot of people's net worth is usually tied to the house that they live in. So the problem with this is that a lot of their net worth is not very liquid, right? Because if you needed to unlock some of your net worth and your net worth is tied up in the house that you live in, what are you going to do? Sell your house and live on the street? So, you know, a lot of money is just stuck in your house. So if you're looking at retirement, you really got to focus on cash flows and liquid assets. So if you got stocks invested that pays you a dividend, let's say, right, and you're living off of the dividend, or if you have rental properties that you rent out that, you know, it's not tied to the house that you live in, but you actually have other properties that you rent out and bring you cash flow every month. So I think that the goal for retirement is basically to build up $1 million in net worth, excluding the value of the house that you're living in. Does that make sense, right? So if you're wondering why $1 million specifically though, well, I talked about this in previous videos, but I'll just briefly summarize here, which is because of this thing called the safe withdrawal rate. So this is more of a general guideline, but it says that you can actively withdraw 4% of whatever your investment portfolio is per year without ever running out of money. So the principle behind this is that the market tends to go up by more than 4% per year in the long term. So if you withdraw less money than that, well, then you never run out of money. So if you're doing the math at home, 4% of 1 million is $40,000 per year. So, you know, if you had a $1 million portfolio, that means that you can safely withdraw $40,000 from that portfolio without you having to like do that much, without you having to run out of money, right? So that's essentially passive income that you're generating. And $40,000 per year, I am told, is right around the median individual income here in Ontario, if I remember correctly. And I know you're like, okay, 40K a year, that doesn't actually sound like a lot. Well, to that I have to say, 40K a year, if you're making it passively, that's actually quite a big safety net. So imagine if you're just getting a check for 40K on January 1st every single year. Well, then you're not tied down to your job anymore, right? You can maybe even move out the expensive parts of the city because you don't don't like need a place that's right next to your workplace, and you can literally just do anything else throughout the year to generate just like the slightest bit of income. And even if you generate the slightest bit of income, that will be like you'll be ahead of everyone else, right? Because you already have that 40K a year passive income on the side. So at that point, you'd be starting off at 40K versus everyone else starting at 0. Chances are, even if you're taking out 4% per year, if you invested in good companies that have sound fundamentals and good financial, are in good financial shape, and good growth as well, I think that your portfolio should go up by more than 4% per year. So which means that your portfolio will actually increase even if you're taking out 4% per year. So, there's ways that you can increase your portfolio even further after you hit $1 million, right? So I think that for me at least, I think of it as if you hit $1 million, then I could just like become financially independent and safely retire. It's going to be a lot easier to go from 1 million to 2 million, let's say, than it is to go from 0 to 1 million, right? That's just kind of how it works. I understand that different people have different lifestyles, right? So if you live a lifestyle that is, you like more luxurious stuff, or you just spend more money in the first place, well, then you might need more than $1 million, right? I'm just talking about different people have different preferences, but for me, my target is $1 million. Anyways, hopefully that answered your question, and if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, links down below in the description as always. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!